Welcome back to our reading of The Reluctant Dragon by Kenneth Grahame. This is night number 3. And the dragon has just said, so when it happened, I got fairly caught. And the boy replies, when what happened, please? Asked the boy. That's just what I don't precisely know, said the dragon. I suppose the earth sneezed, or shook itself, or the bottom dropped out of something. Anyhow, there was a shake, and a roar, and a general skirmish, and I found myself miles away underground and wedged in as tight. Well, thank goodness my wants are few. And at any rate, I had peace and quietness and wasn't always being asked to come along and do something. And I've got such an active mind, always occupied, I assure you. But time went on, and there was a certain sameness about life, and at last I began to think it would be fun to work my way upstairs and see what you other fellows were doing. So I scratched and burrowed and worked this way and that way, and at last I came out through this cave here. And I like the country and the view and the people, what I've seen of 'em, and on the whole, I feel inclined to settle down here. What's your mind always occupied about? Asked the boy. That's what I want to know. The dragon colored slightly and looked away. Presently, he said bashfully, did you ever, just for fun, try to make up poetry? Verses, you know. Of course I have, said the boy, heaps of it. Some of it is quite good, I feel sure. Only there's no one here cares about it. Mother's very kind and all that when I read it to her, and so's father for that matter. But somehow they don't seem to. Exactly, cried the dragon. My own case, exactly. They don't seem to, and you can't argue with them about it. Now you've got culture, you have. I could tell it on you at once. And I should just like your candid opinion about some little things I threw off lightly when I was down there. I'm awfully pleased to have met you, and I'm hoping the other neighbors will be equally agreeable. There was a very nice old gentleman up here only last night, but he didn't seem to want to intrude. That was my father, said the boy, and he is a nice old gentleman, and I'll introduce you some day if you like. Can't you two come up here and dine or something tomorrow? Asked the dragon eagerly. Only, of course, if you've got nothing better to do, he added politely. Thanks awfully, said the boy, but we don't go out anywhere without my mother, and to tell you the truth, I'm afraid she mightn't quite approve of you. You see, there's no getting over the hard fact that you're a dragon, is there? And when you talk of settling down, and the neighbors and so on, I can't help feeling that you don't quite realize your position. You're an enemy of the human race, you see. Ah, haven't got an enemy in the world, said the dragon cheerfully. Too lazy to make 'em, to begin with. And if I do read other fellows my poetry, I'm always ready to listen to theirs. Oh dear, cried the boy. I wish you'd try and grasp the situation properly. When other people find out, they'll come after you with spears and swords and all sorts of things. You'll have to be exterminated according to their way of looking at it. You're a scourge and a pest and a baneful monster. Not a word of truth in it, said the dragon, wagging his head solemnly. Character will bear the strictest investigation. And now there's a little sonnet thing I was working on when you appeared at the scene. Ugh, if you won't be sensible, cried the boy, getting up, I'm going off home. No, I can't stop for sonnets. My mother's sitting up. I'll look you up tomorrow sometime or other. And do, for goodness sake, try and realize that you're a pestilential scourge, or you'll find yourself in a most awful fix. Good night. And that is where we'll end for tonight.